It's all about giving love out, like regards to anything, how many times somebody wronged you, how many times someone did you bad, like anything, like.
Youngdo Music.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into Jaja's Mic, home of the toughest leaders on the planet. Today I'm excited. Today I got a special guest by the name of Wole Ogedengbe, here to speak to you. This one is dear to my heart because it's something that I believe we don't speak about enough. An action that we don't take. So today he's here to speak to you about showing more love. Today is New Year's Day, and I feel as though this is probably the most impactful thing to have on your to-do list, because I'm a firm believer that it's gonna change your life. So without further ado, let's show our ambition and introduce Wole.
It look good?
Now we getting into
Youngdo
it.
Music.
Alright, my name is Wole Ogedengbe. I just want to appreciate Jaja Mike for having me on the show, man. This is going to be legendary right here. The topic of the conversation today is, basically just continue to get that love out. And that stems from, from being hurt, from being wronged by other people. You know what I mean? We always gonna be wronged out here from, different people. Like, it may not be major, it may be small, it may be, you know what I mean? Probably me and Mike, we've been friends for a couple years now. Eventually, he may feel in his heart that I may have wronged him a certain way, or I may feel like, he did something to me. But eventually you just gotta, move past that. Whether me and him become friends, whether me and him become friends again or not. But just because he wronged me don't mean that when the next person, I'm friends with the next person, that don't mean that I gotta, do them wrong just because I was done wrong by him. Like I said, going back to the message, it's all about giving love out, like regards to anything, how many times somebody wronged you, how many times someone did you bad, like anything. Like, revenge comes from just acting off impulse, like immediately. And I mean, I'm not gonna say not to do that, because we all humans, we gonna do that. But you just gotta be strong-minded enough to think before you act, and just think before you make those decisions to go wrong, do somebody wrong off of somebody else's action. That person don't deserve that. But I mean, like I said, it's not an easy thing. It's tough. Like it didn't happen overnight for me. You know what I mean? It took days, months, years of learning to just move on from those situations and just continue to get that love out. I see myself as a man of faith. I'm a believer because, I just want to thank God. He done many things in my life, and like following him has taught me so many things, so many principles, so many morals, so many ethics that I feel like it's into my life now, and that's how I really live. Like, whenever I go through situations, I think like, what would Jesus do? You know what I mean? I've done wrong in my life. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I done made other people mad. You know what I mean? But they still continue to give that love out, and that's also what made me to continue. Like, hey, I give people a hard time, and they deal with me.
Right.
That's one thing. That's one thing, and that's love. Love is being able to tolerate somebody something
Right.
for, you know what I mean, and not retaliating. Not retaliating against that person or another person just off of that.
You gave me a very specific way on just how you give out the love, right? Because everybody gives out love different.
Yeah.
For you, what is giving out love sincerely? What does that even look like, you know?
One example, say like, you know, I had a flat tire. No, my partner had a flat tire.
Right.
You know, he called me, oh, come help him out. I went and helped him out. You know what I mean? I went out my way. A lot of, you know what I mean? I went out my way. I went to help him out. That was the end of it. But whenever I was going through my situation and I called him, where was he to be found? You know what I mean? But, I mean, I don't know what he had going on. I couldn't be mad at him. You know, certain situations happen. Some people would have acted off of impulse, like, man, like, oh man, like, I don't know what he had going on, but he's not here right now. Simple, he's not here. But you know, you gotta put in consideration, like, you gotta, like I said, it's all in the mind. You gotta put into consideration what he had going on. He may have had something going on that he just couldn't be able to be there.
Right.
So say another person hit me up, like, you know what I mean, just another one of my friends, like, oh man, like my car out of there, can you come help me? Some people would be like, man, I ain't going. You know what I mean? Some people would have been like, man, I ain't going, because
right.
when I'm in need of help, where my help at whenever I'm calling, you know what I mean? But like I said, just help that person out regardless of anything, because you never know, that person may be different. Once you know what I mean? Once you're in your own situation again, that person may be able to come through. Or your first friend that, you know, wasn't able to show up may pop up. Like I said, just don't, you know what I mean? Just don't judge off situations.
Don't impulse.
Yeah, don't impulse. Don't just come out like, man, I ain't going to do that. But like, especially when that person is in, like, you know, not in dying need, but in dire need of you. You know what I mean? They're dependent on you. You know what I mean? And that's just a different person. That wasn't the same person that, you know what I mean? Yeah. That didn't come through for you again. But you know what I mean? You know, we all got certain people that we hit up. You know what I mean? We all got certain people that we hit up at certain moments that we know that's going to come through. And you know what I mean? It's life. Not everybody's going to be able to, come through for you. You know what I mean? Every second. But just because that one time, you know what I mean? You just going to be, I'm cutting you off. Oh man, I don't like, unless I ain't saying don't be like a fool to it. Like every time you looking out for that person, but that person don't never come through. Like, I mean, I just don't know. From that, I would say, like, I mean, my personal advice is, you know what I mean, you just gotta, from a distance, you know what I mean? From a distance. Or you know what I mean? Or just talk to the person, like, it's communication, like you was telling me. You gotta communicate with a person, like, man, like, why you ain't never, what's going on, bro? Like, you know, I felt this type of way, you know what I mean? Instead of just acting off impulse, man, oh, he calling me. I'm not finna pick up. You know what I mean? That's just messed up. How you supposed to be blessed off that? You know what I mean? You don't know what that person may really just be going through at. You know what I mean? Going through at that particular moment. Like maybe he really, really, really just needs you at this time.
Right. And
you just don't show up. One thing, you know what I mean? One thing I've always just heard people saying, like, man, look out for others, because when your time comes, others will look out for you. Support others, so when your time comes, others will support you. You know, like when you starting a business, like, say Mike started a business, you know what I mean? Like, he want me to, you know, support him. You know what I mean? I support him. Or I start in like in another scenario, I start a business and Mike don't come through. How you think I'm gonna feel on that? You know what I mean?
Right.
But that don't mean I'm gonna stop supporting other people. You know what I mean? Because eventually, other people like that's just one person. You know what I mean?
It's like always show support.
Yeah, for real. Because like, hey, it's a billion people out here, man. You know what I mean? Like, somebody gonna eventually support you. Somebody gonna eventually love you. Somebody eventually gonna, you know what I mean, show you kindness, favor you. Imagine like you just continue to give out, and like I said, it's tough. It's not an easy thing because you can give out so much love. But like whenever you in need, you like, man, where is that? I'm not getting it. Like, where people at? But it's like maybe that situation you're able to handle on your own. So whenever your most dire situation pops up, that's when it's gonna come. And you know, that's how it works sometimes.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge, man.
It's a challenge.
Dang.
Now how would you? Okay, so leadership challenge, right? Leadership challenge. What do you challenge people to do to enable them to show more love? What's the challenge now? Like, if you were to challenge me, what would help me show more love?
Hey, it's crazy. I was just talking to a friend the other day, like, you know what I mean, like about somebody having guilty conscience. You know what I mean? Like, he was basically like, man, you may show love, Eventually, possibly, once that person may one day sit down and be like, dang, like, why he keep showing me love, but I don't never go look out for him. I don't never, you know what I mean? So eventually that may possibly spark that person to start looking out for other people more instead of just worrying about themselves. Yeah, man.
So basically, leadership challenge: show love, right?
Yeah.
Basically, the challenge: show love, even to the folks who don't show you love, any love back.
That's it. To be honest,
wow.
That's it. To be honest, that I'm telling you, like, I look at it like that's like the best kept secret to success. Cause I'm telling you, God gonna bless you. God gonna bless you for real. Like, whether you may not see it, but you blessed. You gonna be blessed.
Come on, man.
Appreciate you, man.
That's it.
Hopefully the video come out good, man.
This is